First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We continue to follow breaking news first at 4 and streaming on 19 News Plus surveillance video. Really hard to watch. Just a warning here. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brian Duffy. Euclid Police just released this video, and it shows a deadly shooting at a shopping center Tuesday. Investigators say that's Keyshawn Kellum outside the Pizza Hut on Shore Center Drive. You see him fire at an SUV inside 29-year-old Marsha Wilson, who was shot in the head. She drives for several minutes with the help of a passenger before stopping outside a bar on St. Clair. She later died. Police say the shooting followed this argument between the two inside the Pizza Hut. He was an employee, she was a customer. Euclid Police also released cell phone video showing what happened seconds before the gunfire. Kellum is now charged with murder.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
All right, the team has decided to issue a 19 First Alert weather day coming up for the rest of this afternoon, largely just until about 7 p.m. this evening. Main concern is that we could have one or two storms that may get a bit more organized. So we're talking some gustier winds, maybe some low-end hail. So we're talking maybe quarter size or a little bit smaller. And it's possible that we get a severe thunderstorm watch issued. I think we're right now just kind of in this wait-and-see pattern. We're waiting to see how well these storms hold together just off to our west, because as they move into our area, they may struggle to maintain some of the organization that they have, say, in western Ohio, where there's been a ton of that sunshine through a good majority of the day. That said, regardless of any severity of these storms, you will be dodging some raindrops later this afternoon, and yes, a few rumbles of thunder as well. We'll continue to walk you through all this coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we also have this for you. Breaking news right now out of Conneaut. An officer-involved shooting has left one person dead. The Ashtabula County Sheriff's Office says a special response team was attempting to serve felony warrants on Orange Street when a suspect in a basement, police say, became non-compliant. Deputies and a Conneaut police officer fired after they perceived an immediate threat, according to police. Now, the Ohio BCI is investigating. This is a developing story. Look for that 19 First Alert push notification as soon as we learn more on this breaking story.
We're working every day and we think about it. It's in our hearts and in our minds. And I think the biggest thing is that we all want justice for Amy.
It's the Bay Village Police Chief talking about the search for Amy Mihaljevich's killer. This case has never gone cold. Tips still come in weekly. But catching a killer costs money. This 4th of July weekend, Amy's family is at Bay Days asking for your help. Sign up for Amy's Memorial Run and donate to the Amy Fund. That's what they're asking. Tonight, Chief Gillespie explains exactly where your donation goes and why he feels they are closer than ever to solving this case.
They're trying to get to their Aunt Phil's house.
37 years, and Amy Mihaljevich's killer is still out there. She was 10. Lured to a Bay Village shopping center, kidnapped and found 4 months later in rural Ashland County, stabbed to death. Her community has not forgotten. What began as a memorial in 2020 is now the Amy Run. Hundreds show up every year to honor Amy and to raise money for the Amy Fund, money dedicated to the testing that could finally identify her killer.
I think that person that perpetrated this is still out there. I think they might be watching this right now.
Bay Village Police Chief Robert Gillespie says they have city funding and grants, but you can't budget for the moment a real break comes. As evidence is reanalyzed using new technology, if DNA is found, the Amy Fund means no delays.
And if that piece comes in the form of DNA, we want to be able to move quickly, get it tested, and get that linkage put together so we can see that whole puzzle at once and make an arrest.
So how important is this DNA testing to be able to solve this case?
It might be that missing piece that we're looking for.
There has been new momentum. Male DNA recently detected on Amy's sweatpants. We traveled exclusively to DNA Labs International in Florida, where scientists showed us the highly sensitive machine that found it. But the sample is too small to test further for now.
The hope is that technology is advancing quick enough that we'll be able to make those tests in the future.
The science comes with a price, sometimes thousands to analyze a single hair.
If a hair were to come in today, it might be thousands of dollars just to test one hair. After that, it might go to genealogy, and now you're hiring a genealogist to try to narrow down who that hair might belong to.
More than $100,000 has already been spent on DNA testing in Amy's case, including money raised through the Amy Fund. And Chief Gillespie says that money is being used right now.
We are testing a few different things. Again, can't go into specifics of it, but it is being used.
After decades of being unsolved, he believes it's getting closer.
In my heart, I think it feels close. I really do.
For the community, the Amy Run is more than a race. It's a promise. Amy is not forgotten, and the search for her killer isn't over.
That was Nicole Versansky reporting. The Amy Run is free this year, but organizers are asking for donations to the Amy Fund. So their goal this year is to raise $50,000. You can find a link to sign up and donate on our website at cleveland19.com. You can also sign up for the race in person at the Bay Days Festival, running from July 1st through the 4th. Amy's father, Mark, and her brother, Jason, will be there every single day, we're told, from 3 to 9, right by the Bay Village Police tent. You can meet them, see never-before-seen pictures of Amy, and learn more about what you can do to help solve the case and bring a killer to justice. Well, it can be one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Today, more than a dozen local police officers learned how to de-escalate situations that can quickly get out of control. Catherine Huntley has the story.
Do you have any idea who I am?
Okay, we'll figure it out later. Can you go step back in your car for me, please?
No, why?
Just please step back in your car.
Do you know who I am?
Just for safety purposes.
Law enforcement role-playing and practicing different situations so they're prepared when it happens for real.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Yep, being stopped.
Okay.
The training comes as departments nationwide focus on improving how officers respond to crisis situations.
I've been in law enforcement for 30 years, and back during the day, it was like we didn't communicate enough.
Geauga County Sheriff's Deputy Eric Miller is one of more than a dozen officers training today at the University Circle Police Department. They're learning how to handle some challenging personalities and de-escalate tense situations before they spiral out of control.
We teach officers to identify their own triggers, identify the personality traits of the person that they're working with, and use the appropriate language and body language to ensure that the situation doesn't get any worse and that we can actually de-escalate the situation.
Officers say training is now much different than decades ago.
I think now training has a better understanding of human nature, psychology, and how officers can better respond, especially when a person's in crisis. We're trying not to make things worse. We're trying to always de-escalate.
The goal is for law enforcement to leave the best possible impact on the community.
We want every citizen interaction to be positive, because every interaction that I have with law enforcement, I'm setting the stage for my next interaction, next intervention with an officer, so I want that to be positive.
The hope here today is that the officers will take what they've learned back to their departments and colleagues and hopefully create better, safer interactions with police across Northeast Ohio. In University Circle, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
Crash sent 2 people to the hospital. This was in Cleveland Heights. It happened at the intersection of Mayfield and Lee. A 54-year-old woman did not yield, police say, while turning left and hit a car traveling through the intersection. The impact sent the car into the front entrance of Urban City Codes. That's a business located at the corner there at Mayfield and Lee. Both drivers were hurt, taken to the hospital. An investigation is underway. Well, unfortunately, the death toll is expected to rise in Venezuela amid ongoing search and rescue operations. The South American nation was hit by 2 very powerful back-to-back earthquakes Wednesday, killing at least 188 people and injuring more than 1,500 others. The U.S. is among nations stepping up to help. Gwen Baumgartner reports now from Los Angeles.
Rescue teams in Venezuela are going through collapsed buildings floor by floor looking for signs of life. People in one of the hardest hit towns north of the nation's capital took matters into their own hands Thursday, locating a woman buried in the rubble. This mother, whose 8-year-old is among dozens still unaccounted for, fought back tears waiting on heavy machinery to arrive. Video captured the moment the ceiling at Simón Bolívar International Airport gave way Wednesday as a pair of powerful earthquakes leveled neighborhoods. The U.S. Geological Survey says a magnitude 7.2 earthquake hit about 100 miles west of Caracas, followed less than a minute later by a magnitude 7.5 tremor.
The ground was shaking very, very hard, so everyone rushed out. The electricity lines above us were exploding.
Un hecho de grave consecuencia.
Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, has declared a state of emergency as nations around the world, including the U.S., move quickly to provide assistance.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now.
The South American country has been in turmoil in recent months following the U.S. operation that ousted its former leader, Nicolas Maduro. Along with search teams, the Trump administration says it's sending medical resources and humanitarian aid to help those in desperate need of relief. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News.
All right, I want to get to this breaking news real quick before we get to Erica Page with our first alert forecast. This is from Twinsburg Fire. They have a gas line emergency there in Twinsburg Township. They are asking people in this area to shelter in place. Crews have struck a natural gas line on Hiram Lane in Twinsburg Township. Residents on Hiram Lane, Hiram Square, and Dorset Lane have been asked to shelter in place due to the amount of natural gas that's in the area. Until the gas leak is under control, this is what Twinsburg Fire is asking people to do. Do not turn electrical devices on or off. Do not start your car or truck or anything else. Avoid anything that could create a spark. That's very important. If you're on Hiram Lane, Hiram Square, Dorset Lane in Twinsburg Township, do not do anything electrical. It could be a big problem. If you have appliances that are already on, you are requested to leave them on. You are asked to remain sheltered, stay inside your home. Do not go inside until further notice. We, of course, will continue to follow what is a very serious situation right now in Twinsburg Township. Now your top four at 4. Video difficult to watch. Surveillance from Euclid Police shows a deadly shooting at a shopping center Tuesday. Police say that's Kayshawn Kellum outside the Pizza Hut on Shore Center Drive. You saw him there shoot at an SUV. Inside was Marche Wilson, and she was shot in the head. The 29-year-old somehow managed to drive with the help of a passenger for several minutes before stopping outside of a bar on St. Clair, which is a ways away. She later died. Police say there was an argument between the two inside of the Pizza Hut there. Euclid Police gave us the cell phone video you just saw showing what took place seconds before the shooting. Kellum now charged with murder. A man convicted of a deadly shooting at Euclid Beach Park will spend at least the next 32 years in prison. A judge sentenced Christopher Manning after a shooting last July. There was an argument at a concession stand at the Lakeshore Boulevard Park led up to the shooting. 20-year-old Jarvis Perryman died. Then 17-year-old was also shot, but survived. The Cleveland Municipal Court is on a modified schedule today and will be again tomorrow. There's water damage and electrical problems caused by flooding earlier this week. Felony arraignments and jail hearings will be heard, but all other criminal and civil hearings will be rescheduled. Popular bar in the Flats East Bank is closed due to an unexpected building-related issue. That comes from an Instagram post by Decades. A letter on the bar window, however, claims the bar used outside promoters and subsequently crowds had become violent and belligerent and they had violated the terms of their lease. The bar is located on Front. The Instagram post added that the matter is being handled through proper legal channels and they are actively working to resolve it as quickly as possible. Okay, we continue to work on a breaking news story here from Twinsburg Township. Twinsburg Township is just south of the city of Twinsburg, and Route 91, Darrow Road, just south of 480, runs through it. This is quite a developing situation right now as we continue to look for more answers from Twinsburg Fire now. There's a gas line emergency in that township, and fire are asking people to shelter in place. Basically, do not leave your home for any reason. They have asked people on Hiram Lane in Twinsburg Township, Hiram Square, and Dorset Lane to stay in their house because of this threat until the gas leak is under control. They are also asking people in this area, and this really shows the seriousness of this situation, do not turn electrical devices on or off. So if there's anything electrical on in your house, don't touch it. Don't turn off the lights. Don't turn anything on. If your phone's sitting there, don't bother using it. Just leave it alone. Do not start cars. Do not start trucks. Don't do anything that creates any type of spark. Avoid anything, again, that could create that spark. If appliances are on, if your oven's on, leave it on. Don't turn it on if it's not on, and remain sheltered in place. Do not leave your home until you get some type of update from Twinsburg Fire that we, of course, will bring to you. We have a crew on the way to Twinsburg Township as we speak. As soon as they are there, we'll have a live report, and any updates we get, we will bring them to you. Also breaking at this hour, this is a fire at an oil refinery in Marcus Hook, Pennsylvania. You can see that thick black smoke. This is along the Delaware River. People are being asked here to shelter in place due to that smoke from the fire at the Trainer Refinery owned by Monroe Energy. A tall plume of smoke can be seen from several miles away. No word on the cause of the fire or if anyone was injured. Also breaking, cars and trucks on the New Jersey Turnpike were backed up today for 15 miles. There was a fiery tractor-trailer crash that led to the closure of the northbound lanes here on the New Jersey Turnpike, which is a very, very busy road. You can see what remains of the truck surrounded by emergency vehicles. The condition of those involved in the crash, not known at this point.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
All right, we are tracking the potential for a couple stronger storms possible headed into this evening. I do not think this is going to be a severe threat for everybody, but we will have some of these hit or miss storms around as we transition from this afternoon, eventually headed into this evening. Then we'll get another round of rain that comes in second half of the day tomorrow, and that will eventually, once it exits on Saturday, give us a little bit more of that warming trend that we've been talking about all week long. You look out to the west, temperatures are sitting upper 70s to lower 80s, and you can see these little individualized cells of showers and thunderstorms. That's why I'm saying this is not going to be activity for everyone, but we will need to watch to see how these storms can take advantage of some of the warmer air that we've started to build in over the last few hours. South of the Loudonville area, a couple rumbles of thunder, some heavier rain out towards Worcester, and just to your west, you've got another shower and thunderstorm developing, and then you've got a little bit more of this scattered activity up towards Lorain County's lakeshore areas, and then out towards the Sandusky and Fremont areas as well. We will walk you through the hour-by-hour timing coming up here in just a few minutes.
Ohioans will not need an ID to receive or cast mail-in ballots. Governor Mike DeWine vetoed the bill that would have required it. Vic Gideon has our story.
Ohioans will not need ID to receive or cast mail-in or absentee ballots in the state of Ohio. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine praising the current election system. For Ohioans casting absentee and mail-in ballots, the bill would have required photo identification to cast those votes and make voters prove their eligibility, applying for ballots through a secure online portal. Bill 472 was sponsored by State Representative Jody Salvo, a Republican from Bolivar, and would have allowed certain exceptions. It would have waived fees for identification cards or vital statistic records and permit the storage of documents for individuals experiencing homelessness. The governor, however, vetoed the bill and issued a statement which read in part, House Bill 472 would not discourage fraud, would not add any real security, and would create an additional and significant burden for Ohioans who vote by mail. This bill is not needed because Ohio does an excellent job running elections. We know who wins on election night and not weeks later. The governor concluded with, As Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose has said, we've ensured Ohio elections are the gold standard nationwide. President Trump continues to push for his Save America Act, which would give the federal government more oversight over all elections. At the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, Vic Gideon, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert traffic update.
Big concert at Huntington Bank Field tonight. Post Malone, Jelly Roll are bringing their stadium tour here. Carter Faith will also be joining them. Should be a great night. Hopefully that rain stays away. You can still get tickets for just about $47. You'll be up high, but you'll hear the music, right? Gates open at 6. Concert starts at 7. Road closures have already begun. Here's Rachel Veda with the 19 traffic alert.
Well, Post Malone and Jelly Roll are taking over Cleveland tonight at Huntington Bank Field. That concert starts at 7 p.m., but we have gates opening at 5:30. However, we have road closures that started as early as 3 o'clock. So here's what you need to know before you go. We have some road closures that are going to be impacting you and parking, but if you're going to be heading in downtown through driving in your car, these are the exits that you want to use from 90 to access that parking. Exit 90 on Ontario Street, over by Superior Avenue or St. Clair, or even on East 9th Street there. And then that will get you to these parking zones here. And you're going to have to walk over from East 9th or on West 3rd Street. But if you want to avoid needing to get that ride share or needing to find parking, needing to avoid any of those road closures, then you can just take the RTA and they'll get you there for you by either coming in from the east or the west side suburbs on the 90 rides, or you can even get there from the North Marginal Road.
Oil is fluctuating around the prices we were seeing right before the war in Iran started. It's in the low $70 a barrel range as of early Thursday morning. AAA reports regular gas is down a penny to an average of $3.92 a gallon. That's still almost $1 higher than right before the war. $3.94 here in Ohio. We're looking for the best prices in our area with the help of Gas Buddy. You'll pay $3.63 in Akron at the BP on East Market, $3.69 at the MAPCO in Avon on Chester, and $3.79 in Sunoco at the Sunoco in Willowick on Lakeshore Boulevard. 19 crime alert. North Olmsted police are looking for 2 thieves who stole a gold necklace worth $5 grand from Kay Jewelers in the Great Northern Mall. Officers say on June 16th, these 2 entered the jewelry store, distracted the clerk enough that they were able to steal the necklace. If you can help ID these 2, contact North Olmsted Police. There was a major housing groundbreaking. Elected officials and community leaders were in Lorain this morning to celebrate what is being called a new affordable housing project. Broadway Commons will provide 62 units of housing to the Broadway corridor.